All right, so we've started. Okay, so welcome to our training. This is Desiree Stafford. I'm going to share my screen with you. That's a very unflattering picture. Here we go. This is what I really want you to see. All right, so welcome to today's webinar. It's called How to Find Your First 20K Week or Sale. This month, selling what you already know how to do. This is critical. I really need you to understand that you can do this, selling what you already know how to do. And I'll tell you how to do that as we proceed. All right. And you're going to let your movement find you. So essentially the people who are meant to work with you, we're going to let them come find you. Okay. Even if you have a tiny list or cringe-worthy website. All right. Again, my name is Desiree Stafford if you haven't been on a training with me, but most of your names I recognize. So I'm glad to see you join me again. Oh, let's see. Oh no, I didn't do that the right way. Okay, so I forgot how to frame this, but that's okay. We'll just manually go through page by page. So sorry. Last time I did it right and this time I forgot. All right, so here's my promise to you. In the next 60 minutes, you're going to discover how to find the 20K week or sale hiding in your business. Because I guarantee if you sell a transformational service, if you've been able to help your clients get results, you have a $20,000 week or month or sale or whatever already in your business right now. And I'm really passionate about this. And I really want to drive that point home to you because it took me so freaking long to figure this out. It took me way longer than it needed to. And I don't want it to take that long for you. It's there for you already. And I'm going to show you how you can see it, okay? I also want you to stay till the end because you showed up live. The bonus is I'm going to show you my six figures in June plan. How about that? And I actually am going to give you a bonus plan. I'm going to show you two of the plans that I have. How cool is that? But it's only for you because you showed up live. So you have to remind me to stop the recording because the people who are going to watch the replay, as much as I love you for watching the replay, they're not going to be able to get access to this part of it. It's special for you guys. And I honestly don't typically share my goals with anyone other than my mentor. So this is a real treat. All right. So let's see. Here's what we're going to cover today. Some advanced shit. All right. How to charge 5 figures for what you already know how to do and turn the fraud word in between your ears into fearless. Should be fearlessness, right? This is for you. If you've done all of the high-end selling stuff and you still hear it's too expensive on your calls. I'll tell you my story about that, okay? Because it doesn't feel good, does it? All right. We're also going to cover exactly where and how to find your best ever clients. I'm talking about diamond clients, okay? Those behind your first 20K week this month. And this is for you if you've never seen what 10 discovery sessions look like on your schedule at one time, okay? And then finally, we're going to talk about how to turn every I can't afford it into a yes, I'm doing whatever it takes before your discovery session. This is for you if you've invested 4 or 5 figures in selling and mindset programs, but you've never heard, yes, can I pay 10K full pay? If you've never heard, seriously, if you've never heard, yes, can I make a full payment on a 10K sale? You haven't lived yet, and it's so much simpler than you think. All of this is so much simpler than you think, and that's really the point I think I want to drive home, because I find that even my clients, when they hire me, make it more complicated than it needs to be. I made it more complicated than it needs to be. So I really want, for what you look at, I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy. I'm not going to say you can just run out there and charge, 10K or 20K and get it right away. I'm not saying that, but there is an ease to doing this. If you follow the things that I'm going to teach you today, there is an ease to doing it that honestly surprised me, and it may surprise you as well, okay? All right, so let's find out if you're in the right spot. Does this sound like you? You have some clients, but they're hard to come by, right? So you're not getting clients consistently. You've invested a fortune in marketing and sales training, but you're still undercharging. That happens a lot. You feel frustrated when you see other people charging 5, 10, 20K, and you're still struggling to attract clients who are willing to pay you either $100 an hour or $2,000 for your program. okay? Does this, oops, I think I skipped a spot. Does this sound like, oh, there we go. Does this sound like you? You're living on Facebook, you're blogging, you're networking, you're doing every strategy known to man, okay? You've tried everything, but you still feel like you can't get your message heard above the noise. I hear this so frequently from prospects who get on a discovery session with me that they just, no matter what they do, they feel like no one is hearing them and no one's seeing them. And that's frustrating, okay? This is also for you if you're either struggling to book discovery sessions or 90% are with unqualified people. So you get people who book, but you know, you're kind of like, who the hell, like, why are you on my call? Like, I can't even help you. You know, like sometimes that happens. That happened to me a lot. It was unnerving. Let's just say that. This is also for you if you're secretly afraid of what other people are going to think of you when you make more money. In fact, you're just afraid of what people are going to think, and so oftentimes you're not really letting your full self, your full personality shine through, right? You're tempering your words, you're filtering what you say. You're worried that somebody's going to get offended, like all that kind of stuff. Trust me, I've been there. It's not an easy place to be, but you need to break out of it. If you want to attract the clients who are going to be a part of your mission, the clients who are going to connect with you, who are going to feel like you're the person to serve them, you're going to have to break out of that, all right? We're going to talk about that a little bit in today's training. All right, so let's talk about what's missing. And we're going to go through this quickly because it's really simple. What's missing is a lack of understanding of the mindset and mechanics of marketing that works for you. So there's a lot of people teaching a lot of different marketing strategies, and I'm not here to knock anybody. What I really want you to understand is how marketing can work for you. Because if you've been trying what the gurus tell you, what other mentors or other coaches have told you, and you're not getting the results, what does that tell you? It tells you that what they're telling you to do is not working for you, right? So we need to figure out why that is. That's what you need to understand. And it's different for everyone, right? It's different for everyone. And you'll find out more as we go through this training, some of the specific things that could really be holding you back. One thing in particular. Well, no, there's several, but we'll talk about them, okay? And when you get this right, I don't know, I got a typo here, but when you get this right, you'll have a simple plan for 20K months, weeks, or sales. I think what I meant to say was when you get this right, and you have a simple plan, you can see 20K months, weeks, or sales, even without a list or a really tiny list, a fancy website, or whatever else you think you need, that you feel like is holding you back right now, okay? All right, so who am I? Desiree Stafford. And I'm going to run through my story pretty quickly because most of you I recognize, so you've been on some of my trainings before. So I'll just tell you this. I've been laid off more times than I can literally count, to be quite frank with you. Started when I was like 23. And it just kept happening. And I thought I was going to be an employee forever. I really never saw myself as an entrepreneur until probably, I think, the third layoff, which it just really struck me to my core. And I just felt like, the rug had been pulled out from under me and I was just done with it. And that's what made me decide I wanted to be an entrepreneur at that point. But it was not something that I thought was going to be me. But clearly, after all those layoffs, I kind of started thinking, well, I'm really not meant to be somebody's employee. But I tell you that story because so many of us start our own businesses because we're looking for a sense of freedom, a sense of security, an ability to chart our own path. And yet when we become entrepreneurs, that's not the existence that we're living, right? So what happened for me is I decided to start a business. And at first I was doing really well. I started out with a 6-figure business and I was running that part-time while I had a full-time job. Oh, hold on. How do I do this? Okay, wait. Oh, here. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Hi, everybody. I'm going to have to mute everybody, though. Hello. Okay. So let's try that. Can this go away? Okay. Where was I? All right. So 6-figure business, started that part-time while I was working a full-time job, was very successful, right? Exciting. Then after that, I went and I partnered with someone else and we had a 7-figure business. How freaking awesome is that? I was super excited. The problem was that business didn't last very long. It only lasted 2 years. And after 2 years, when we decided to close that business, truth be told, I felt like a failure. I felt like I had arrived. I knew what the hell I was doing as an entrepreneur. I arrived, and then the shit fell like from under me. And so it devastated me, to be quite frank. And I ended up going back to work. And I will never forget the morning in September, and I was sitting on my couch and I'm like in tears, like, holy shit, like I cannot believe I went that high and I fell right back down. It just screwed with my head, right? Went back to work. The good thing about going back to work was it led me to becoming a coach, because I had the time to kind of like think about what went wrong, and I realized that there was a lot of self-doubt and all this stuff that came up, and me not feeling worthy and just shit that comes up, you know what I mean? Especially for women. I noticed this a lot when we're kind of moving up in our level of success, and we're starting to feel like the people around us don't get us or don't support us or might even be threatened by our success. And then we have to deal with the fact that we're making a lot of money. And what does that mean? Am I greedy? Am I not spiritual? Like, all that shit comes up. And that was really messing with me. Anyway, I decided that I wanted to become a coach because I wanted to help other women not have to make the mistake of going back to work like I did, because it was so friggin' painful of a decision to make. Because I really felt like I quit on myself. Like, I just said, you know what? You're not cut out to do this, so screw it. Go back to work. And I was running away, right? And if you've ever done anything like that or felt close to it, you know that that does not feel good, right? So I decided to become a coach. I already knew that I didn't think I could do this by myself, so I hired a coach right away. I got into a very expensive program. I invested over $18,000, and that was actually in 2 programs, because I wanted to learn how to sell high-end programs and how to get back up there really quickly. Well, guess what? It took me 8 months to make my first sale, my first $2,500 sale. So if you think about return on investment, that was not good. Okay, it was not freaking good. And you can see I've written it here on the slide for you. So I wasn't making the money that I wanted. I was still frustrated, and I kept pouring more money into my mindset, into sales, into marketing, just trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong. Okay, and I just couldn't. I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't understand what was missing, and it was hard. At one point, I spent over $14,000 on Facebook ads, still trying to make it work. I barely broke even. Okay, I made the money back, but it was like right there, right? And it was just frustrating. And it was like the harder I worked, guess what would happen? The more I can't afford it people I would attract. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? I'm like, I spent all this money trying to figure out how to attract people who are going to pay me what I wanted. And I still keep getting people who are saying I can't afford it. And I've invested at this level. I couldn't figure it out. It was literally driving me crazy. And I just got to this point where something had to give, right? I was 18 months into the business at this point. My credit cards were all maxed out, trying to pay off, my coaches and the other programs that I was in. I felt embarrassed. I felt like a friggin' failure. And I was so on the verge of burnout and honestly, like wallowing in self-pity and doubt. Like, I know I'm smart. Why is this not working? I've had successes before. What's going on? I was at that place, you know what I mean? And I was lucky because I actually found a mentor who just, good God, she just like blew my mind. And I work with some really great mentors. I've been in some great programs. I got what I needed to get, not always the actual result, but I got, I guess what I needed to get at that time. But I found a mentor who just like, mind blown. Okay. And I did not have the money to make the investment. I sold whatever I could. I'm a do whatever it takes kind of person. Even if I fail, even if I make a mistake, and I've made mistakes. I mean, I've been broker than broke. I've paid for gas with quarters. I've cashed out. You like to have a piggy bank? I've done that shit. I've sold stocks. I've sold, handbags. I've sold everything I could because that's the kind of personality that I have. Like, if I want something, and we all have that, but we have to know what it is that we want deep enough. I was at that place. Like, I wanted this badly. So I sold whatever I could, made the investment. It was a 5-figure deposit. 5-figure deposit. Sold what I could. I even sold programs, right? I sold my business, like stuff in my business, to come up with a deposit. I did not have the ongoing payments, but I knew with her support that I would figure shit out. And I did. Right? It's why today, I mean, I've had such quantum leaps in my business. It's unfriggin' believable. And I will tell you, 7-8 months ago, I could never see myself where I am today. I just couldn't. Hold on. That's Lily, my little dog. He's like waking up. All right. So yeah, I could never see myself where I am today. I was charging $5,000 for a 90-day program, and I was scared to bump it up. And now I'm like, it's so easy to make $5,000 in a program. And quite frankly, if you're there now, you already know it's not enough. And if you're not there now, you're trying to get there. By the time you get there, you'll realize you want more. All right. So anyway, here's where I am today. I do $20,000 days and weeks. I have an international client base, and I don't live on Facebook. I used to post 3 to 5 times a day. Now I typically post 3 to 5 times a week. Okay. And that's typically, usually like on the 5 times a week if I am promoting something. Okay. I don't blog ever. I don't do guest posting. I don't network. And I'm not saying that these things are bad. It's just not what I want to do. I don't choose to market that way. And if you're doing things in your business right now, if you're using strategies right now that you don't enjoy, that's part of the reason why they're not working for you, right? Because if it doesn't feel good, you're not going to communicate with the right energy to attract the right people. Okay, that's just part of it. And we'll talk deeper as we go on to this training, all right? So enough about me, all right? I want you to imagine this. Your business, I'm going to give you 3 scenarios here. I'm so sorry this is going slow. I don't remember how I did it the last time. All right. So your business is 12 years old, or 12 months old, so a year old. You got a teeny tiny list, and it's dead. Like, they never respond when you send them anything, okay? You make 1 tweak, you book 20 discovery sessions in 10 days from a dead list. How awesome would that be? Okay. Here's another scenario. For 2 years, you're struggling to sell your $500 program. Everyone says they want it, but they can't afford it, okay? You make 3 tweaks, and weeks later, you're selling $5,000 packages with ease. Kind of awesome, right? Third scenario. You're in business for 5 years, and you're frustrated as hell. You're like at 4,000 months max. Sometimes you go a little bit under. You revamp your offer, and you leap to your very first 20K week using what? Facebook posts, no paid advertising. In all of these scenarios, these are my clients' results, by the way. These are clients I've worked with. None of them use paid advertising. Now, this is not a diss. This is not anything against Facebook ads. I have no problem with ads. The thing is, you need to learn how to convert first. You need to know what works and what doesn't work before you start investing money in ads, or you'll invest 14K like I did and, like, by the skin of your teeth, make a return, right? And not even make a return, really, just to break even. And that's a part of the problem. Here's what I see a lot in this industry. I see a lot of people chasing shiny objects because you hear that this strategy worked for that person, that strategy worked for the next person, and then you try and it doesn't work and you think there's something wrong with you. And so what do? You go back out there and you buy another shiny object. That shit is not the problem. It's just you don't understand the mindset and the mechanics behind marketing that works for you. Everything that I do, the kind of mentor that I am, is about tailoring the marketing to my clients, okay? So that it actually performs for them. It actually delivers the results for them. I also tailor the mindset strategies that I share with clients specifically to that individual, right? Everything should be tailored to you. The problem is most of these programs, most other coaches and mentors are not tailoring the process to you as an individual client. What they're doing is teaching you what has worked for them. And that's why it typically doesn't work for you, because we're all different, right? We're all different. So you have to understand that. If you've been, following what everyone else is telling you to do, if you've been paying attention to what people say in Facebook posts, or, participating in Q&As and things like that on Facebook, and that's a whole nother issue, because a lot of times if somebody doesn't really understand your business and they don't understand what you do, it's difficult for them to give you guidance on what's going to work for you. Like, it's just, just kind of stuff that you need to be aware of. All right. Okay. All right. She's moving around back there. Cool. All right. So let me ask you this. How much have you made in the last 30 days? Now you can share this in the chat with me, or you can just Be honest with yourself. Like, keep it to yourself and just really think, how much have you made in the last 30 days? This is important. Okay. All right. Now, I asked you that question because I want to talk to you about some advanced shit. Okay. You like that? All right. So we're going to talk about, hold on, somebody's sharing. How do I do this? Folks, you're going to have to be, I know you're already patient with me, but let's see. Oh, crap. I don't know how to do this. So, really? Well, we're going to fix that for you, okay? There's no reason for smart, talented women not to be making money. And it pisses me off because I was right where you are. Awesome. All right, cool. So let's talk about how to charge 5 figures for what you already know how to do and turn the fraud word in between your ears into fearlessness. This is for you if you have done all of the high-end selling stuff and you still hear it's too expensive on your calls. All right. She's keeping herself entertained back there. That's Lily, my dog. All right, so what do I want to let you know here? First of all, this fraud thing, I don't know that it ever really goes away. You know, I do really well in my business, and every time I move up to the next level, I feel it. I question. But I have a really strong mentor behind me who's like, come on, Desiree, stop with the nonsense, okay? You have to, if you're not working with somebody right now, you're gonna have to be able to do that with yourself, okay? But our real goal here is to use, you know, those negative thoughts in your mind and push through them so that you stop allowing fear to get in your way and hold you back. Because the reality of it is, no matter what level you're at in your business, every time you're trying to get to the next level, fear will come up. So you're going to have to learn how to deal with that, okay? This whole business about being a fraud is bullshit. It's just what you're telling yourself. She came out of her cage. It's just what you're telling yourself to keep you where you are. It's your subconscious mind screwing with you. That happens to people so frequently, okay? So let's talk about what you can do, because the reason that you're not selling at a higher level is because you really don't see yourself and the work that you do from a higher perspective, okay? Most of you just kind of think, well, you know, I'm a relationship coach. I'm a health coach. I'm a business coach. You know, I help people find the love of their life. I help people do X, Y, Z. And you kind of, and listen, I was there, so I understand it. You just kind of come from this place of, well, this is kind of what I do. And that's part of the problem, because you haven't really dissected it to really understand how it changes your clients' lives. You have to see that. If you can't see that, you can't sell that, right? You can't come from a place of confidence like you really need to in order to be able to sell at this high level, okay? So here's 3 things that I want you to be aware of. And she's so cute, but okay. I get nervous because I don't want her to hurt herself because she doesn't know the house yet. All right. Okay. 3 things that I want you to remember, all right? The first is genius. If you want to start selling at the 5-figure level, or if you want to start selling at even the 5K level, you have to deliver an offer that stems from your genius. Now, I know you've heard this before, but if you're not doing that, we got a problem, right? You really have to understand what it is that you do best in this world, and stop trying to fill up your offers with all kinds of crap that you think that you need in order to make it sell. Right? So most people think, for example, that you have to be a business coach in order to charge at the 5, 10, or even 20K level. And it's so not true. It's just not true. Okay? Most of my clients are not business coaches. Most of my clients are in health and wellness. Health and wellness, right? Why are they able to sell at that level? Because they understand their genius. And of course, we've packaged it in a way that they can sell it for what they need to sell it for, right? So you need to make sure that you're coming from a place of, like, your offer needs to include your gifts, your skills, everything about your personality that helps your clients get results. Like, all of that needs to be wrapped up into your offer. Everything else that isn't, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Okay. The second thing is, you really need to understand what to put in your offer so that it's going to be fail proof. This is a big key. One of the reasons you might feel like a fraud is if you're working with clients and you don't see them getting the results that they signed up for. I've been there. It's not fun. And it does damage to, I'm so sorry, guys. I just heard her chewing something and I didn't know what it was. It does damage to your confidence, right? You sign a client, they don't get the exact result that you signed them up for, and then you're like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, but there's a way you have to know who your clients are, right? And you have to know what your genius is, that you can make sure that your offer is fail proof. I do that. So remember what I said to you before about how in my offers, like I really tailor the marketing strategies to my clients, and I also tailor the mindset stuff to my clients. It's everything I do is tailored to my people, right? So that way they cannot fail. Of course, you want to have accountability and other things in your offer as well, so that you know that the people that you sign are going to get the results. That's where your confidence is really going to come from. Not just to sell, one and done at 5K or 10K, but to sell and continue to sell. You can literally have a multi-six-figure business with a handful of clients if you're choosing the right clients, if your offer delivers the promise, okay? So let's talk about choosing the right clients. That's why I have diamonds here. That's what I want you to remember. Work with diamond clients only. And I will tell you, this has been one of the hardest things that I've had to do. What's a diamond client, first of all? A diamond client is somebody who is born to work with you, a person who is guaranteed to get the results because they work with you. You have to know who these people are. So everyone will tell you about a niche, okay? We're not talking about your niche. We're not even talking about your tribe, okay? We're talking about the people who are ready to invest in the transformation you provide right now, and these are the people who are going to get the results that you promise to deliver, okay? There's a lot of different things that go into deciding who a diamond client is for you. Again, that is specific, right? My diamond client might not be the same diamond client for you, but you've got to become aware of what that looks like for you and market only to those people. Those are the only people you should be signing into your business. When you look at mentors who are getting amazing results, it's because they're only signing diamond clients. This is why, okay? When you sign a person who is not quite right, and I know how, what puts you in that situation, because I've been there. Like, you're like, shit, the money's not coming in. You're all like, frantic. You need to pay your bills. And then so you sign a client who's not quite the right fit. They don't get the result, and what does it do? Completely damages your confidence. And then you think, well, maybe I'm not cut out. Maybe I can't sell at the high end, and then you start lowering your fees again. Okay? Stop doing that. It's scary. I'm not going to tell you that it's easy, because, well, it's it's simple. But you've got to be willing to go through the fear, right? You've got to be willing to go through the fear. And what this really is about is raising your standards, right? That's the long and short of it. It's raising your standards. It's knowing who you work best with, who you can get the best results working or provide the best results for, and sticking to that, nothing less, okay? All right. Now let's chat about where exactly do you find these diamond clients? These are your best ever clients, okay? These are the people behind your first 20K week this month. And this, again, is for you if you've never seen what 10 discovery sessions looks like in your schedule at one time, all right? Your clients are everywhere. They're everywhere. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow. It was a very hard pill for me to swallow too, because, posting all the time and doing all kinds of things in your business to try to, generate results, to attract people, and you're not seeing the results. You're like, bullshit, the clients are everywhere, but they are. They're everywhere when you understand what your offer is and when you understand who they are. Then you can find them any and everywhere. I should have closed the cage. I'm sorry. All right. Now here's the thing. Your clients are everywhere. The way that you attract them, the method, I should say, that you use to attract them is your weapon of choice. It could be Facebook posts. It could be webinars. It could be Periscope. It could be anything you want. But you have to understand your natural way of converting. This is the key that most people miss. So remember what I talked about before about chasing shiny objects? This is what most people do. They chase shiny objects. They chase shiny objects. And because you think that a particular strategy is going to get you the result. Like if somebody says it's webinars for them, and webinars and Facebook posts happen to be my weapons of choice. But that's not the only way. I have clients who love video. So I encourage them to do video and leave the rest of this stuff alone, right? Because it's not the video, it's not the webinar, it's not the Facebook post that's converting. You have to understand your natural way of converting. All right, and I'll share that with you in the next slide, because that's the key. That's the glue that binds us all together, okay? But finding the clients who are going to be willing to, you know, pay you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 or more, they're everywhere. They literally are everywhere. It does not matter what medium you choose. You choose a medium that you have the most affinity to. That becomes your weapon of choice, but you have to understand a really important thing, all right? So before we get into what that thing is, what are your conversions like right now? Are you using some of those methods that I just shared with you and getting the result that you want, or are you not getting the result that you want? Share that with me. You can type it in the chat. Hey, babe. You peed, didn't you? Yeah. No, not there. Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. All right. So anyone want to share what your conversions are like? Are you converting? I don't see the chat. No? Okay, let's see. Hit or miss. Hit or miss happens when you're missing some of these key elements that we've already talked about, and some more that we're, a next one that I'm going to talk about right now. Not yet. Okay. All right. Not yet what though, Robin? Not yet that you're not marketing, or not yet that you're seeing the conversion that you desire? 20%, 2%. Okay. So I'd love to know what you guys do, if you want to share that in the chat as well. Like what do you guys do? You're not converting. Okay. Are you guys all coaches? Like what do you do? Anyone want to share or no? Okay, we can move on. Oh wait, let's see. Hey, pumpkin. You don't have to label yourself, Melanie. That's a big misconception. Hey, Carla! Yay, yay, yay! I know you too. All right. Yeah, Melanie, you don't have to label yourself. I'm honestly not really big into labels. Spiritual path coach. Cool. Yeah, I'm not really big into labels. I really focus on the result that I deliver. Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about what's missing right now. Oh, one more. Ow, ow, ow. Let's talk about repeat clients. Well, follow-up. I have my own opinion on follow-up. And remind me, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second. Okay. So let's see. How to turn every I can't afford it into a yes, I'm doing whatever it takes before your discovery session. This is for you if you've invested 4 or 5 figures in selling and mindset programs, but you've never heard, yes, can I pay 10K full? So here's the deal with this. There's a very, very big misconception about the sales call or the discovery session or the breakthrough session, strategy session, whatever name you give it. There's a very big misconception where people think that's where the sale starts. It doesn't. It starts with your marketing, okay? Everything starts with your marketing. Well, that's not even the full truth. The full truth, everything starts with your offer, which is a part of your marketing, okay? You have to have the right offer. You have to have the right offer, okay? Because that informs your marketing. That helps you speak directly to the hearts and minds of the right people. Those diamond clients we talked about, that's all born from your offer, okay? So how do you turn every I can't afford it into a yes? You meet people where they are, okay? So first of all, you really need to understand what I like to call DNA marketing, which is the natural way that you attract and convert your people, okay? Every one of us is different. You have a natural way that you attract and convert your people. My style of doing it is way different than Carla's style. It's way different than Melanie's style. It's way different than Robin's style. But I understand what mine is. And any person's style is not better or worse. It's just different, and you need to understand what it is so that you can leverage it. The good news is it's something you've been doing since kindergarten. You're just not aware of what it is. Because if you knew what it was, you'd be able to leverage it to your advantage. And I'll give you a hint. It's typically something that you may have gotten in trouble for. That's typically what is also related to your purpose. It's a part of you that you're suppressing that you really want to start bringing out so that it actually starts to serve you, okay? The next thing you really need to understand about your marketing is that you want to always, in your marketing, communicate your solution, why you, and why now. You want to be communicating that in your marketing. This is why leading with the offer is so important. Like when I say lead with the offer, I mean being super clear on what that offer is and the value that it brings to your clients' lives, okay? Now, I know most of you on here, the work that you provide is transformational, so it impacts a client on so many different levels, which is understandable. But you also need to understand the one specific area that you're going to focus on in terms of what your specialty is. You can absolutely speak to all of the other areas that your clients are impacted, and you should. But you got to really be clear about what the promise of your solution is. What is it going to deliver? What is that one result that you can guarantee that your client is going to get? Okay? Then you need to understand why you. Why should they hire you over anyone else? And the final piece of it, why now? When you have all of those things working for you, in addition to understanding your DNA marketing style, like the innate ability that you have within you to attract and convert your people, you cannot help but attract the right people. That stuff about I can't afford it goes away. So there's multiple levels of screening that you can do. It starts with your marketing. Your marketing needs to be so specific that it speaks directly to the hearts and minds of the people you're meant to work with. The second layer is your application. That's going to filter through some of the people who are not quite sure. They're kind of just checking you out, that kind of stuff. And then by the time you get onto the discovery session, that's just really a confirmation. It's really for you at that point to assess what's going on with that person and make sure you can help them. And if it feels like a right fit, then you can invite them into your program. But this I can't afford it stuff goes away. You don't even deal with it. Like I rarely hear I can't afford it. And I can guarantee you when I hear it, I know it's an excuse. And it's always from someone that I'm not meant to work with. The people that I'm meant to work with say yes on the spot. They might not always have the money on the spot, but the decision is made. Those are the kind of people that I like to work with. And those are the kind of people that I speak to in my marketing. Okay? The same is true for you. The same is possible for you. She's destroying my shoes. The same is possible for you. All right? So let's recap what we talked about. We're doing amazing on time, which means I have more time to share with you the live bonus. All right? So let's talk about what we talked about today. I shared with you how to charge 5 figures for what you already know. And to really get rid of the fraud word, to really start really moving through your fear so that you become fearless when it comes to marketing your services. And this is really about seeing what you do and seeing yourself from a higher perspective, really understanding the purpose behind the work that you do and how it impacts your clients' lives. Okay? Even if you're a business coach, the work that you do impacts your clients' lives. Like my work helps my clients, yes, make the money that they want to make, but then what gets to happen for them, right? How does that impact their relationships? How does that impact their confidence and their self-esteem, right? I factor all of those things in when I'm pricing and marketing what I do, okay? The second thing that we talked about is exactly where and how to find your best ever clients. These are the people behind your 20K week, your 20K sale, your 20K month, whatever it is for you, okay? And you can do that this month. Now, one thing I didn't mention, I said that these people are everywhere, right? And you can choose your own weapon of choice. So whatever method you have an affinity to, whether it's webinars, whether it's Facebook posts, whatever it is, you can choose to do that and get the results that you're looking for. But you truly do not, if you do everything that we've talked about today, you truly don't even need to see that many discovery sessions. If you're only, like, say, for example, you're selling one-on-one services. You can literally have 3 discovery sessions. And like I said, if you're doing everything the right way, and close 2 of them. That's been my experience, okay? So you don't have to have 10. If you want 10, if you want to sell something lower or you want to sell a group, that's different, right? Then you need to have more discovery sessions to fill a group. But if you're doing one-on-one services and you're not booking 10 every week, that's okay, as long as the ones you're booking are highly qualified. And they'll be highly qualified if you do what we talked about today, all right? The third thing we talked about is how to turn every I can't afford it into a yes. Okay, you want to see her? I don't know if you can see her. Can you see her? She just found herself on the couch. Freaking cute. I can't take it. All right. How to turn every I can't afford it into a yes, I'm doing whatever it takes before your discovery session. So remember, this starts with your marketing. Your marketing is the first level of screening for you. If you guys have been following me, you know that the language in my marketing, and I don't curse a lot, but the language in my marketing is very specific. It's meant to attract a specific type of client, okay? You want to be that specific. And the reason that I am that clear is because I really understand my offer and I understand who the clients are who are going to get the most value out of working with me, okay? You need to understand that for yourself. And I'm very clear about what my DNA marketing is. Like, I understand the innate thing that I do, I should say, that attracts and converts my people. You've got to know what that is for you too. Okay? All right. So let's talk about the cost of keeping things the same. So I shared a lot of stuff with you today in a pretty short amount of time. So we covered a lot, right? What's at stake if you don't do anything? And here's why I'm asking this question, because how many times have you been on a webinar like this or in any kind of free training, you take the information, you take a shit ton of notes, and then nothing. Should I still do it sometimes, right? But I really want you to consider the cost of not implementing what we've shared today, okay? You're gonna start to experience, or continue, I should say, to experience the frustration that you're feeling right now. Because I attract women who are very intelligent, and it's like, it boggles your mind when you cannot get the result, because you know you're smart, you know you're capable, you know you deliver amazing results, you know your expertise like the back of your hand, and you can't figure out why you're not getting the result, and you're sick and tired of watching everybody else do better than you, right? I can't tell you how many times I saw people who started in this industry after me soar like light years ahead of me. I'm like, are you friggin' kidding me? And it wasn't jealousy. It was just like, why am I not getting it? Like, why is it not clicking, right? So that frustration will continue if you don't implement what we talked about today. The stress and the worry about money, right? Where is it gonna come from? That there's nothing worse than not knowing where the cash is gonna come from to pay your bills or to do what it is that you wanna do with your life, right? Strain on your relationships. You know, I've personally experienced this. My clients have experienced this, where their relationships were just so strained because they were always in their business. They were constantly stressed about where the next client was going to come from. But when we turned things around, when we shifted their business, everything changed, including their relationships. I had one client who her boyfriend took her away on an all-expense paid trip because their relationship just completely turned around, right? So this is what happens, though, if you don't implement what we talked about today and you keep doing what you're doing and you keep not getting the results that you want, you won't get to experience things like that, right? And you should. Exhaustion from working 24/7, okay? I remember when I was making $10,000 a month, but it would take me all month to get it, and I would be posting 3 to 5 times a day, and it was pissing me off, and it was frustrating me, and I was just so exhausted because I was like, I didn't know what else to do and get the result, right? So that exhaustion goes away if you decide to implement what we talked about today. If you keep things the same, though, if you don't implement, then you're going to miss out on fun. My business is fun today. You're going to miss out on freedom. You're going to miss out on travel, the things that you want to do, right? Because your business should be fun. It should be about what you want to do, right? Also, the confidence to really show up authentically. When your business isn't working for you, when you're struggling, it's really hard to show up as yourself because you're so afraid of everything, right? There is no freedom there when you're constantly worried, like, I'm going to make a mistake. somebody, if I say the wrong thing, people are going to unsubscribe from my list, but I'm going to lose the sale. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get what I want. I'm not going to make the cash. Like, that's a horrible place to be in, you know? And remember what I said to you about why I started my business and wanting to feel like I had control over my financial destiny. But it was also, I wanted control, like I wanted to be able to feel free. And for so long in my business, I didn't feel that way because I was always on edge because I was afraid, right? I was really afraid because I didn't know what worked and what didn't work. And then missing out on clients that you love. You know, part of the reason why my business is so much fun is because I work with people who are fun, right? People who are moving, people who are getting results. And unfortunately, a lot of them have invested in programs just like I did, and they didn't get the results. So they're kind of scared in the beginning, but when we start changing things and shaking shit up, it's so much fun. And to watch a woman who's so talented struggle and then finally start seeing results, it's so fulfilling to me. It's overwhelming. I really can't even, there are no words to describe it, to be honest with you. So that's what you miss out on if you don't implement what we shared today, okay? All right, so here's an invitation to you. And I have to get going soon because she's getting a little impatient. I'm helping 10 women find the first 20K month, week, or sale in their business. Do you want to be one? Because here's what we're going to do. I'm going to invite you to a makeover session. In that session, I'm going to help you figure out what's working and what's not. Because likely there is something working for you in your business. You're making some money. But we also need to figure out how we can make it better so that you can make the money that you actually desire. Okay? We're also going to talk about what needs to be in your marketing for you to achieve these results, for you to start welcoming $20,000 into your bank account. Okay? So if that sounds like something you want to do, let me let you know who this invitation is for, okay? It's for you if you're a spiritual entrepreneur. It's for you if you're already making sales in your business. It's for you if your mission is to sell transformation, not just packages. That's really important to me, okay? It's for you if you're ready to welcome $10,000 in your business bank account in a sale, week, or month, or 20,000, whatever number works for you. It's for you if you're ready to work with the most amazing clients ever, okay? I love all my clients. And these are the people who value you and your work, okay? And this is also for you if you're committed to unleashing your authentic fire and standing out like never before, okay? So if that describes you, here's how you can sign up for a makeover session with me. You're gonna wanna go to tinyurl.com/D Stafford session. When you get there, you're gonna fill out an application, or you're gonna pick your appointment time. You'll fill out an application, and then if your application is approved, then we'll have a conversation. How cool is that? All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to pause, stop the recording, because then I want to show you my 6-figure in June plan. I'm really excited to share that with you. And I also want to answer any more questions if there are some. So let's see how I do this. Stop share. Okie dokie. Any questions before we do, before I give you the live attendee bonus? Anyone have any questions? And then I'll stop the recording. No questions? You all are, oh my Lord. You all are rocking it in your business, no questions? I think she's gonna ruin my shoes, guys. Hold on. Formulate some questions, I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, no, you can't, no. Shoes are not food, they're not food. Okay, no questions, guys? All right, let's stop the recording and I'll share with you my 6 figures in June plan, all right?